Hey Virgo, how's it going? Welcome to your September reading. I hope you all are doing well. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing. I'd greatly appreciate the support. Also, don't forget to check out the shorts. I post a short each day for every zodiac sign, so check those out. Spirit, give me guidance for Virgo. What is it that they need to know for their highest good for the month of September, please? What is it that they need to know for their highest good for the month of September? I will be clarifying and pulling a couple of intuitive oracle cards for you. So let's begin. All right, Virgo. We have the Tower. Don't panic. I know people see that and then they start panicking. Two of Wands, Strength card, the Queen of Wands, the Three of Wands, a lot of fiery energy going on here. The Queen of Cups, the Ten of Swords, the King of Cups, and the overall energy for your reading is the Death card, which speaks of rebirth and transformation. So, and that's what the Tower is, right? It's breaking down a foundation that's not really working for you. And I really feel, Virgo, in this reading, there's been like you're at a fork in a road in determining where do I go next? What's the next move, right? Do I go, it's like, do I go right or do I go left? And that's the energy so far in the readings that I'm doing. It's all about, progressing forward, moving forward for the month of September because, we're getting to year end, right? And I feel like we're constantly learning our lessons, that we have to go through in life and deal with things. However, it's like now's the time. Things are being broken down. Some things may not be going your way, and there's a reason why, even though you may not understand why at this specific moment in time, which is going to require you to have strength, right? With the Strength card and the Queen of Wands. If you've been watching my readings for a while, Queen of Wands is my ABC card. It speaks of being assertive, bold, and confident. And I feel like that's what you need to step into that energy, Virgo. You need to remember your inner strength, the resilience you have to keep moving forward. This isn't the first go around for you. This isn't the first time things haven't worked out, things haven't gone in your way, but just knowing to trust and have faith that you are being led into the right direction, but remaining assertive, bold, and confident in going forward. With the Three of Wands and the Queen of Cups, I am getting the energy of, is having balance between the practical and the emotional. Okay. It's encouraging you to be flexible and have an open approach towards new things, exploring new ventures, new opportunities that come your way. Be willing to take risk here too and expand your horizons without being held back by fear. And sometimes that's hard, right? And I feel like, I'm sorry, I think I said 10 of Swords. You had the Nine of Swords. And again, I feel like that's where this fear is coming into play here, not knowing the unknown and having to take the risk and expanding this, not being held back by the fear. Stay grounded, trust your instincts here, approach situations with compassion and especially compassion with yourself. Virgo is what I want to say. The Queen of Cups does provide a sense of direction here, is what I'm feeling with the Three of Wands. It's like you're being, how can I say this? It's like you're being pushed to nurture your goals into the right direction. All right. But again, that's going to require some type of risk and exploring new ideas. That's what I keep feeling. But it's essential to maintain again that balance between your intuition and practicality because the Queen of Cups does represent your intuition. And it's like once you nurture both of these sides, like pretty much you have n- like unlimited potential is what I want to say. With the Nine of Swords and the King of Cups, I do feel like your emotions have been, it's like maybe you haven't been so level-headed with your emotions here. Tapping into your emotional state here is going to be a benefit. Okay. I feel like this is going to help you overcome your fears and anxiety, and it's going to take time. It's you could even have a figure in your life that can help you with this. That could be a partner, it could be a family member, it could be a friend, it could be a therapist. You take that as it resonates, but there could definitely be an influence in your life that has some type of calming influence on you. Okay, offering you guidance and reassurance, in the midst of uncertainty here, and in the midst of fears, anxiety. um, but I also feel like this Nine of Swords here is a reminder for you to be, mindful of your thoughts and emotions as well. You need to be careful not to let your fears and worries spiral out of control and take over your life. Some of you may not want to get out of bed in the morning, and that's really hard. And I think, we don't talk about that enough nowadays, that, a lot of people feel the depression, the anxiety, the fears, and how debilitating it can be on oneself. But know that you can weather any storm that comes your way. It's just about staying grounded. All right. With the death card, again, this month is going to be very transformational for you, and it's a rebirth. All right. So let's go ahead and start seeing what's going on and start clarifying. All right, Spirit, give me guidance for Virgo, please. Why is the Tower and the Two of Wands here? Why is the Tower and the Two of Wands here? All right, I got to take those two cards. We have the Devil. There's two cards that fell out. I put them on top, and the Fool. Okay. You have three major arcanas. All right, now this is going to drive me crazy, so bear with me, y'all. Okay. Feel like it's time to let go of any unhealthy behaviors, patterns, whatever that means for you. Addictions, okay? And addictions can be anything. It doesn't need to just be drugs or sex. It could be food. It could be, the way you talk to yourself, right? It could be anything. And I really feel like things are going to start shaking up for you to get you in alignment to where you need to be. So looking at these two cards, they're opposing energy, right? The devil can be seen as negative, whereas the fool is all about a bright new beginning, moving forward. So it's telling me that something's going to have to be reconciled in order to move forward, and it's here for a reason. It's I don't feel like it's not a time to just be carefree and don't care. Okay. Um, I'm getting the sense that there's a sense of needing to take risk taking in order to transform here. It's like there's a new beginning ahead of you here, Virgo, and you need to address the fears that you have, whether that's taking risk. Maybe you're concerned and scared. It's like I just keep getting drawn to that Nine of Swords energy of the fear, the anxiety, the depression, and understand that it's human to feel these feelings, but you cannot allow it to debilitate you so much it prevents you from living your life. And sometimes that is hard. I've been there. I completely understand. It's time to keep moving forward because there's a beautiful new beginning that awaits you. Okay. But you need to move forward. So you are being spiritually guided here. I mean, you have multiple is major arcanas, which is telling me you are being spiritually guided to move in the right direction. It's like get ready for a beginning of a new adventure here. you know you may be facing some difficult situation or decisions where you must choose, between following your intuition, taking a risk, succumbing to the fear here and attachment. And it's like it's time to embrace change and take a risk, not being overly attached to an outcome, to a situation, to an individual, to fears, negative patterns, behaviors, and that's really what I'm getting here. It's like there is a beginning of a new journey towards self awareness and spiritual growth here. So don't allow those inner demons, per se, and those negative patterns, you know, prevent you from moving forward. It's like, yes, you do need to have the strength, you do need to have the assertiveness, the boldness, the confidence to continue to move forward. So let's see why the strength card is here and the Queen of Wands. Spirit, give me guidance for Virgo. Why is the Strength and Queen of Wands here? Why is the Strength card and the Queen of Wands here? Why is the Strength card and the Queen of... Whoa! Way too many cards. Let's see. Why is the Strength card here and the Queen of Wands? Okay, you have the Page of Swords and the Eight of Cups. Okay, clearly there's something you need to walk away from. Again, it can be a person, a place, a thing, a emotions or things, right? Um, the Page of Swords is, you may need to gather some additional information here. You may need to seek for more clarity, get more information in order to get more clarity in a situation as well. And again, I'm strongly getting the energy here that, there's a deep desire. You have a deep desire to pursue something, okay? And it's going to require your intelligence, your logic, um you have got to follow your intuition. Like, I keep getting that, especially with the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups here. It's like needing to follow that intuition, especially when it comes to taking risk and making difficult decisions. Okay, I do feel like, especially with the Strength card being here as well, there is a sense of needing to be courageous and stepping outside of your comfort zone. All right. Um, and you may be too focused on logic too and intelligence, right? Which could lead to some type of lack of emotional, being like attuned into that emotional side, okay? And maybe for some of you, in order to pursue your goal, it's causing you to neglect something else here. I feel like something is just, how can I say this? You cannot neglect your mental health, okay? I am not a doctor. I am just stating that is the energy I'm getting. It's like, do not neglect things that are needed in your life in order to maintain, okay? Like, if your body's telling you something, listen. If your intuition is telling you something, listen, okay? Um, but there's a sense of needing to focus and hone in on something, and it's going to be different for all of you, but I feel like there's something, again, gathering more information here, and moving forward, needing to move forward with confidence and determination. Okay, and I feel like that energy is scattered, you know um and again, with the Queen of Wands, it's like, the importance of being bold and adventurous, but yet remaining in tune with your emotional needs. Okay. Like, you can't sacrifice one thing for something else when you need them both. Okay. And I'm not talking about a person. I'm talking about, like, if you have some kind of goal or achievement you want to achieve, you know, you have got to stay in balance here. Let go of what doesn't serve you, but stay in balance and don't neglect one thing for something else. Okay, I'm trying to find my words, but I'm a little lost. Like, there's a lot of heavy energy with that. All right, let's see. Why is the three of my cards keep falling? Why is the Three of Wands here and Queen of Cups here? You have the Five of Pentacles, and let's see. You have the Eight of Swords. Yeah, it's like, I feel like there's a sense of feeling restricted, and just your thoughts are really heavy. And there could be something surrounding lack of money or struggling. Okay. I mean, I am getting that energy. I'm not going to sugarcoat that clearly. I feel like instead of you nurturing your thoughts and your emotions to look at something in a positive way, you're allowing like a situation of like you're allowing yourself to feel trapped by some type of self-imposed limitation or negative thought patterns, and it's like which leads you to believe like you're going to be in hardship, isolation, have potential loss here, like feel like a deepening crisis mode, stemming, but it's stemming from like a refusal to see opportunities or seek help in some way. It's like an inability to break free from restrictive mindsets is a struggle for you. And that makes me sad because I really feel like there's so much more than what you think. Like it's you're in this negative hold pattern now. And it's time for you to get out of that. It's time to really, you know, remove yourself from those thoughts. I really don't know what else more to say about it. It's kind of like when you look at this card, okay, it looks as if he is in the desert. But when you look close enough, you see the ships in the back. So you realize, oh, that's not a desert, that's water. And my ships are coming in. So I feel like the overall energy of this reading is like something may look like one thing, but it's not. It's going to be better than what you think. But you keep, it's like you're living in this fear that something's not going to go right. And you're putting your energy in there. So when you put your energy into negativity, what's going to result from that? Negativity. And this is where you need to transform, Virgo. You need to start looking at the positive things. Be the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the King of Cups. Have that assertive, bold energy, that nurturing, that loving energy towards yourself and tell yourself, yes, I can. I am worthy. I am valuable. I am loved. I love myself. I can do this for me. Okay, and that's really what I'm getting, and it's just a very somber energy here. Why is the Nine of Swords and the King of Cups here? Again, I feel like you really need to level out your emotions here. Yeah, Ace of Swords, seeing things clearer. There's going to be some kind of breakthrough that's going to come through for you. And Ten of Pentacles, absolutely. Like, I feel like instead of focusing on this Five of Pentacles, Eight of Swords energy, focus, like, you need to have that Ace of Swords and Ten of Pentacles energy. Something is going to turn out better than you think. And you're going to question yourself. You're going to be like, why did I put so much energy into that negative thought? It's like having some type of major breakthrough here. I do feel like there's some type of new beginning here. That's what the aces, um, are symbolic of. There's a breakthrough that's going to lead to some type of lasting security for you, successful financially, okay, and abundance. Abundance just isn't financial. Abundance, it can be, the feeling of happiness, emotional fulfillment, all the things that you wish, that how you define happiness. Um, and I feel like people surround themselves with abundance with just money, but it's more than that, you know. But I do feel like you're gonna have like some type of breakthrough clarity moment, and there's some type of bold new path that's coming to fruition that's going to form an established long-term stability and even potentially some type of deep family connection, if that makes sense. It's like something's coming together. Some of you could be meeting some of your family you've never met before. Like maybe you were adopted or something like that. That's just for like one of you. I'm getting something with that as well. All right. But there's some type of intellectual clarity. I feel like you need to take charge of your life here, reclaiming your personal power. and using your mind to make clear, decisive choices instead of hearing just the chitter chatter of your mind going and going and going. And I feel like communication is going to be important. So make sure you're speaking your truth and standing up for yourself too. All right, let's see why the death card is here. Why is the death card here for Virgo? You have the Two of Cups. Oh, why is the death card here? You have the Two of Cups and the Seven of Cups. All right, so that tells me, and at the bottom, the Ace of Cups. I just felt like I had to look at the bottom. Um, I am getting that. Let me say this, okay? For some of you, there's a major transformation here regardless, okay? But some of you, it's dealing with some type of relationship or partnership and moving from a stage of like needing to make choices and there's been illusions in this situation that's going to be ending, which is going to lead to some type of profound renewal and growth. Okay? So like maybe there's a like there's an end of a situation of maybe it's like overly idealized relationship, okay? But this is making room for something that's way more authentic and fulfilling and some type of new beginning through a process of deep transformative change here. Okay. It doesn't have to be a relationship, which is, can be love, business, right? When I speak of relationships on my channel, I always say it could be love, it could be family, what have you. This could be career for you. That something's not working out or it's ending because it was an illusion. It wasn't real in the first place. And you needing to go through some type of transformation here in order to bring in something that's more authentic to you and more and real. Okay? There is a lot of energy in here. It's like something's coming to an end that it's like it wasn't built on a proper structure here. I think it was more built around a fantasy, okay? And maybe bad habits or patterns, right? And it's ending. The tower's coming in to shake things up. So, I mean, oh, Virgo, this is a really heavy reading. All right. Spirit, give me guidance. The intuitive oracle. What is it that Virgo needs to know for their highest good? The first card you have is Angelic Whisper. The angels whisper through your intuition. Pay attention. We spoke of that with the Queen of Cups with your intuition. Dream guidance. Dreams reveal deep intuitive messages. Unlock the meaning. All right, Virgo, I hope these messages have helped. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Keep standing in your power, and I'll see you soon. Bye.